Everybody knows that true gamers love first-person shooters, but you know what else they love? History. I mean, listen to the passion in this man's voice.
No, please! No! Watch out, please! I have kids! No! Help!
And if that wasn't enough to make you shed a tear, I'm sorry to say you have no soul. But I'm not here to discuss that big, empty hole in your chest you call a heart. Oh no. I'm here to offer you something that I know you want. That's right, baby. I'm not talking 1 or 2, I'm talking 3 free historical FPS games. And since I know only the hardest of hardcore gamers watch my videos, I know all 3 of you are really gonna enjoy this. So go ahead, get yourself a snack, a beverage, maybe, perhaps, and enjoy these 3 free historical FPS games that you can play right now.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
So, first up, we have Battlegrounds 3, a game developed and published by the Battlegrounds game development team. And no, I'm not making that name up. The game was developed in the Source engine, and it's kind of got that weird Source jank, as you can tell from the gameplay. It's even worse with things like this reload animation. It's very stiff and odd. The unique thing about this game is the extremely unreliable gunplay. There are different classes, and each one comes equipped with a side melee and a main musket, but since the guns are so inaccurate and slow, you're more likely to rely on your side weapon as your primary. Now, I know what you're thinking, oh boy, shitty gameplay, sign me up. But it actually really makes for really interesting gameplay. You're forced to rely much heavier on teammates and saving your shots for the right opportunity. Because if you're just shooting in the wind, you're gonna die a lot. I mean, even something as simple as reloading suddenly becomes a really intense decision that makes the whole gameplay feel a lot more interesting, even though it's considerably slower. As for the active players, not to generalize much, but most of my encounters in this game took place on community maps, and they always went something like this.
I challenge thee, big balls.
Okay.
Aye, you have smited me.
Oh man.
You're breaking RP, bro. There was no US at this time. I'm gonna need you to just, like, you know, calm down with that.
Yeah, bro, time travel.
My bad.
I call time travel. Bruh.
Wait, big balls, wait. I promise I'll suck you off.
Oh, so close.
I mean, congrats to Big Balls. I mean, dude sounds like the man. But honestly, it didn't take me much searching to find some what seemed to be hardcore fans of this game. Like this server, I found these guys running a battleship game mode, and it looked like they were having a lot of fun. And the game mode itself looked like a lot of fun. Oh, but I'm telling you, every single server was so incredibly loud. I mean, listen to this.
Oh my god, so fucking loud. Holy shit.
This time. But we did it, fellas. Now we just run away.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for everything I saw in Battlegrounds 3. It's pretty fun. If you think you'd be into it, it takes like 7 seconds to actually install it. I thought it was fun. I don't know if I'd play it on the reg, but I mean, I played it enough for this video that I like it. So, you know. So, if you're familiar with German985, you know, this guy, through his Twitch channel or his YouTube videos, you might be aware of this game. It was made in 2007 by the Fistful of Frags team. I know, another great developer name. And it's another classic source mod game, which you can probably tell by the graphics again. But I gotta be real, I love this game. I've played it on and off for several years now. I think it's so much fun, and there's so much just perfectly layered things in the game. Like I'm gonna spit through a couple real fast. There's fanning weapons, there's dual wielding weapons, there's throwables, there's sliding, there's overpowered weapons, there's underpowered weapons. I mean, there's kicking, there's a kick mechanic. Even drinking, healing in this game, you have to drink whiskey and it makes your character drunk and all the controls get all wonky. It's fantastic. I love it. And all of these mechanics, they're not just thrown in there and just sort of haphazardly slapped onto the game. They're all very finely developed and just, they're so satisfying to pull off. Everything is just so fluent and very satisfying. And kind of like Battlegrounds 3, there's the unique shtick to this game is the gunplay. Now, the guns aren't super accurate, but they're not like totally bad either. They all have a very slow fire rate and a very slow reload rate. So it's about accuracy and getting up close. And it's got this really interesting thing. In a lot of games, it seems like they want you to sort of run and gun it. In this one, you're almost encouraged to go slowly. So when your enemy's shooting at you, it's advisable to kind of stop and maybe bob left or right and try to get the sync of when they shoot in your head. And it gives you the perfect opportunity to just stack up a lot of kills. And it's really interesting. It takes a little bit to get used to, especially with the fanning mechanic. But once you do, it's like, oh, it's good. And not to mention, a lot of things in this game can feel just like batshit crazy. Like, people just act really weird. It's fairly active. I can usually get in a full server pretty much, anytime. And like, I'll play a couple of these clips here, but yeah, people just act weird. They don't usually speak with the voice chat much. They're just very expressive with the characters, and everyone it's just crazy. The game is it's messy and it's fun, and it's just a really well taken care of game by the developers, because the development team, as of right now, is still active, and they constantly fix the game and polish it up and add new features and balance it. And I don't know, dude, hidden gem. I love it. It's one of my favorite games. And also, cowboys are badass, dude. Like, who doesn't want to play as a cowboy, dude? I mean, really, I think we're all just trying to be badass, right? So yeah, that was Fistful of Frags. A really interesting game, one that might take a little bit to get into, but if you're looking for an FPS game that the core mechanics of shooting itself is very a different sensation than a lot of other shooting games, I couldn't recommend this one more. I think this one's great. It's very stylized, and it's just a very well-rounded game, and I can't recommend it enough. I think you should get it. You should get this one. What are you doing? I'm not even playing around anymore. Stop the video and go get it. It takes 12 goddamn minutes to download. Do it. Do it. Do it. So, interesting thing about this game, I'm fairly certain that it's completely dead now, because this thing will happen where if I try to log into a server, you see how it says that there's people playing on the server? Well, as soon as I log in, no one shows up, and it's just me. So, it's like all of my birthday parties. So yeah, not really sure what that's about. I guess it could be something on my end, maybe, because I've had this issue before in the past, but I don't know, and I'm not gonna go out of my way to fix it that much. I'm sorry. You might be asking yourself, why are you flaking out towards the end of the video? Well, first of all, rude, screw you, I'm not flaking out, and it's mostly because, honestly, there's not a lot to show off. For starters, I had to record all my footage offline playing with bots, which is kind of sucky. It's not the funnest content to watch. But in terms of the gameplay, there's really not a lot going for it. I mean, unlike the other two that are at least refined, you know, in Battlegrounds 3, it's about, you know, the slow reloads and being very conscious with your shots, and in Fistful of Frags, it's about the accuracy and about body placement. In this one, I really couldn't find anything gameplay-wise that just was all that impressive. It kind of just played more like a Gary's Mod, like role-playing game. For instance, there are 3 teams you can play as, and they're more or less the same. They all have a ranged guy, they all have someone with a depth melee, and they all have sort of the brute guy. But the thing is, they all kind of just play the same. Like, the knight, I don't think, maybe can take more damage, but in my experience, they all kind of are sort of tanky. And most of the gameplay just winds up to what you see on the screen right now, where you're just kind of flailing around and swinging a sword. There's not a lot of like timing your hits. There's not a lot of like going for weak points or anything. You just kind of jump up on each other in a big pile like you see in that hallway there, and just start swinging away until people die, and hopefully you don't die. I mean, the only real strategy comes if you're using something like the bow and arrow like I'm using, but there is no arch. There's no weight to the bow and arrow. It's kind of just a straight projectile. You know, if you find a clump of people, just shoot it into the clump of people, and then someone's gonna die. It's gonna be okay. Now, I'm not saying any of that to necessarily mean that I don't think the game is fun. I still think it's a fun game. I still think it looks cool. I really like all the characters and everything like that. And even the melee like gore is really kind of satisfying sometimes. And there is some, you know, there's some weight to whenever you actually hit someone or if someone dies in the game. It does feel satisfying to get kills off and everything like that. But there's just not a lot of like major emphasis on blocking or shielding or nothing. It's just kind of get in there and swing, you know. I could definitely see it being fun if there were teams. Mind you, I did play this offline, but I think if you played online and you were actually seriously doing like a class wars type of thing, like Vikings versus Knights, and you just had a lot of people playing in a server doing that, I think it could be really cool and really fun, because there are slight differences. Like the pirates don't have bows and arrows, they have guns, and the guns blow major ass like they do in the other games because they're just muskets and they're super inaccurate, but if you get up close they can do a lot of damage, and that's pretty unique compared to someone like the knight who's got a bow and arrow that doesn't do a ton of damage, but it's got better range on it, you know, and it's got better speed on it. And as you can see there's little traps and stuff, like there's little floor traps, and I think I used a bomb a couple times throughout the game. But in terms of just combating against the melee classes that just sort of sit on your face and you know, swing away, it's just, I don't know, it's just not very, I feel like it's been done better in other games, but this one's free. It looks cool. I like how it looks. It's very fantasy, which I think is cool. And I mean, the whole video is by a history guy. You know, you get 3 histories there. There you go. Do that math, bitch. But you could tell this game was made with a lot of love, and that there was a lot of effort put into it. And I still think it's worthwhile. You have to play with friends, assuming that the game is legitimately just dead, because it's dead and you can't play with anyone, because bots aren't fun to play with. Also, I forgot to tell you about the game. It is made by Octoshark Studio, and it was developed using the, you guessed it, Source Engine, as all good free games are. And same as the other 3, if you want to play it, it's going to be on Steam. I'll put the link in Steam for you. I'm not sure if it's anywhere else. I'm playing it through Steam. I am not a good announcer for this game. I still think you should play it though, because I had a good time, and it's a very unique experience because it's got that Source charm to it, and I think it's worthwhile. Give it a try. Open your mind up. Stop being so close-minded, dick.
I regret to announce this is the end. I'm going now. Goodbye.
You made it to the end of the video. You made it to the end of the video. I'm gonna boot the screen here so you can see the other shit I've made. I don't post that often, but it's gonna be okay. Oh, the video is not over.